What's going on, people of YouTube? This is Jake Jonathan Reno, and I'm bringing you another video here. This time we are going to do a review. The game we got today is ApocZ, or ApocZ, however you really want to pronounce it. I say ApocZ just because it rolls off the tongue just a little bit better. Before we get into it, I want you to listen and tell me if you can hear that song right here on the title screen. And if you don't know already, that is Mozart's Requiem, and that is a kick-ass song, and I'm so glad that they put that there because it just adds that much more of a better oomph to the game. You know, just it lets you know right away you're going to get your ass kicked, which is a good thing. Now, before I start this review, you can see that it takes a good minute to load. It is an indie game, and I will say it's a good one at that. So before we start, I do want to say that this is my review. This is only opinion. No one can tell you that the game is going to be good, bad, ugly, or whatever. Only you can make that decision for yourself. But I can offer my feedback for you, and maybe you can make your decision on that with itself. So let's get started here. Now, with this game, there's a lot of good things. They definitely outweigh the bad with this game that I've noticed. Some of the things definitely with the pros. The first one being, this game is only $1. And that is definitely a no-brainer. That's something that you got to come to terms with. I mean, as far as game prices go on Xbox, it's usually going to average $10 and higher just for a decent game. With indie games, it's hard to really find a good one that's just not ridiculously stupid. And this one is definitely worth that $1. Now, a couple other good things here is, from what I've noticed so far, it's definitely updated frequently. Since I've had the game now for about 2 or 3 months, it's been through about 2 or 3 updates, which is good. You know, you don't want a game that's not updated regularly. You want one that is definitely kept up to date by the producers who make it, which is great. Another good thing about this game is it is extremely focused for multiplayer. You want to play this in a room full of 16 people that you have no idea who are, and you're just trying to survive. That's the name of the game, is survival. It's not like your average zombie game where you just run around blasting people. You just want to, you really want to stay out of the area. You want to hide. You want to just live. That's the whole basis of the game. Now, the game is not graphically, impressive as far as, like Metro Last Light or some new next-gen game or anything. It has kind of the early Xbox 360 look to it. Keep in mind, it is an indie game, so the graphics aren't going to be the best, but they are good for what they are. When you're only paying $1, you should be getting a game that's a lot less than this, which is great. Now, another thing to add for a pro is the indie support is just unreal. This game is blowing up. It has definitely taken Xbox Arcade by storm, and a lot of people are talking about it just for the simple fact that they tried to give us State of Decay, which was, Xbox rebuttal for saying, well, we'll give you a DayZ look-alike, but it will not be the same game. State of Decay is a good game, but it is nothing like DayZ. This is the closest thing you will find to DayZ, and I think you would be really impressed with it if you are definitely into survival horror games. This one is, I wouldn't say so much for the horror, but for the survival aspect, you definitely would be happy with this. Oh, we got zombies left and right of us here. Now, another good thing about this game is the map size, which is ridiculously huge for what it is, and I know that they will be updating that and adding more areas, opening up areas that are already in the map that are inaccessible, which is another good thing about it. And that's something we want. We want a game that is huge, that's fully accessible, every part of the game. That's definitely what we want. Now, let's get into some bad things, and every game has this. Now, the one thing I've definitely noticed, you can see that I'm playing offline just to make this video a little quicker, and the reason why is when you're joining an online server, unless it's a good server, it's going to take a while to load, and the lag, even if you're in a good server, there is going to be a little bit of lag, and you'll notice other players that aren't non-playables, they move oddly, they don't move right, they kind of strafe left and right without moving their feet. It's just, I'm assuming in a later update that'll be fixed, but until then, you got to expect some visual defects, which that is definitely one of them. And brings me to my next point. There is a lot of glitch in this game. I have noticed on several occasions you'll be playing, you'll see zombies going through walls, you'll just see a whole bunch of visual uglies that'll be on the screen that you definitely don't want to look at. That can definitely affect your gameplay. You will find yourself in situations that are caused only for the fact that a defect puts you there and a glitch has definitely fucked you up, which is not something we want. We want a game that is great, but I'm assuming that these updates that are rolling out, they're fixing all this. Since I first started playing the game to where it is now, it has improved a great deal, and you got to give it to the producers that are making this game. They are doing a great job, especially for $1. Always keep that in the back of your mind. I mean, really, I don't even know why I would be doing this review. I mean, if you're into zombies, you're into survival, obviously get this. It is $1. If you don't have $1, then get a damn job, because it obviously it's just that good. And some more bad things that I found is the hit contact. As you can see, when I make a hit, it's not always accurate. Sometimes I won't even be dead on with the reticule, and I'll still make that hit. And other times I won't make that hit, and I'll be pointing directly at them. They just don't have that down yet. You know, that's something that, you know, they're still working on, I'm assuming. And another thing that I've noticed with this game that's definitely bugged me is the repetitive scenery. You don't really see too much difference between town to town. They all look the same. Now, you do come across some really cool scenes, like there's a plane crash, you know, that you can go scavenge from, which looks really nice. Another bad thing, and this is definitely the biggest thing for me, is the inventory setup. The inventory is not that great, and I don't know if they were really trying to make this to the T like DayZ, you know, or trying to make it very similar, but they could have left some things out. And the way I mean is, if you find some stuff you're going to scavenge, you have to open it up, but the way you move and select your inventory, you have to pick it up and physically move it to your inventory, and it just makes it a big hassle, and it takes a lot of time, and it can potentially cause a lot of hazard, especially if you're surrounded by a bunch of walkers, which is not something you want. Another thing that I've noticed that kind of ticks me off with the game is the jumping. If you're in first person, you know, mode right like I am, and you see the way the jumping bobs, it doesn't look like you're actually achieving anything, and so far from what I found, jumping doesn't help you at all. And there's no obstacles to jump on. You don't jump over you know, walls or anything. It's really just there, I think, for just for show, which is take it or leave it, you know. Now, the combat is primitive as well, and what I mean by that is, if you can take a look at some of the first-person shooter games and how simple they were as far as reload shooting, there's no depth involved. There's no actual timing really with it, and it all needs a lot of work. But, you know, these cons, you can take them away. The pros are so much more better than that, and for the fact that this game is $1, and I'll reiterate myself about this, for the fact that it is $1 and it is what it is, this is one of the best indie titles I've ever played for the Xbox 360, and it is definitely worth checking out. And I know that this gameplay sucks, and I'm just kind of giving you a glimpse of what it kind of looks like. But take my word for it, definitely, and buy the game. You won't have any regrets about it. And the updates will be rolling out soon, and they will add more features and fix a lot of these bugs. And it's something to definitely look forward to, because you never know, this game, as blowing up as it is, it could move right over to the Xbox Live Arcade and out of the indie genre. And you could be paying $20 for this game, you know, if they get it fixed enough. Who knows? But anyways, I'm going to end this video, and I appreciate you all watching. Please leave a like. It always helps me out. Rub all over it with your hand and molest it like it's nobody's business. And definitely subscribe, because I will be bringing you more reviews. And if you got a game you would like me to review, just leave a comment below or send a message to me, and I will see what I can get done for you. And as always, whoopie whoopie woo!